welcome back to my channel. So this is actually the first video that I am filming in my new home. I actually documented the remodeling process of this place in a few videos, and I'll be releasing like a full-length video detailing the entire remodeling process and showing you the final product. But if you want to get caught up on what we've done so far, you can take a look at the video linked above here. But in the meantime, I wanted to chat with you guys today about something that I am pretty passionate about, which is taking care of our planet and just how I live zero waste as someone with a disability. I don't know, I feel kind of weird saying that I'm an environmentalist because, I don't know, it just sounds really proper and scientific. But I will say that I do live zero waste, or at least as close as I can to living zero waste, because living zero waste really does look different for everyone. It really just depends on what you can do in the situation that you live in. I mean, a lot of people think that living zero waste and being an environmentalist means that you always bike or walk everywhere and you never use any plastic at all, and you only live in rural areas, and you're a vegan and only shop at thrift stores and all these things, and only produce a mason jar full of garbage a year. But honestly, living zero waste looks different for every single person. It all depends on your needs, and it's really important that if you do live zero waste, that your major focus is taking care of your health while also taking care of our planet. So in today's video, I'm just going to talk a little bit about what I do as a disabled person who lives a zero waste lifestyle. One thing that honestly bothers me a lot is that a lot of the medical products that I use are packaged in plastic, and they're also all made of plastic. Plus, none of them are recyclable because a majority of them are considered medical waste. And actually in the United States, the healthcare industry produces about 6 million tons of waste annually, and about 25% of that is plastic. So we're talking like syringes or tubing for ventilators or pill packaging, all that stuff. And a lot of that I use as a disabled person to maintain my health. Gloves, filters, oh goodness. Okay. So, I don't know, let me just enter this little snippet in here because I actually forgot to add this when I was talking and recording this video earlier, like an hour or so ago. I just plugged it in and now I'm editing. But anyway, I did forget to mention this other fact that just baffled me, and that's that apparently Americans produce 4.9 pounds of trash per day per person. Is that right? Yeah, the average American creates 4.9 pounds of trash per day, according to the EPA, which is just insane to me because a lot of our landfills are nearing capacity. So, also concerning, and another reason why I live zero waste and try to reduce the amount of trash I produce. But yeah, so yeah, I just encourage other people to try and do the same and try to reduce the amount of plastic that they produce and the amount of trash. Also, it's a really great thing to compost. So if you have the ability to compost, try to do that too. Yeah, there's some great tips on how to compost out there. I'll leave some links down below about like recycling and composting and ways to reduce your plastic usage and all that stuff. But anyway, back to past Natalie, or the main video. Yeah, okay, thanks. So a major focus for me is just reducing plastic usage where I can. So I try to buy fresh produce, and if I can, I will shop at a farmer's market and bring my own reusable packaging there to purchase my produce. And I also try to make sure that I always buy things in recyclable containers when I can. Because a majority of plastic that you get food in is recyclable, but it may or may not be recyclable in your area. Like for example, here in Los Angeles, we can only recycle number 1, 2, and 5 plastic. But another thing is that a lot of times, some people with disabilities aren't able to drive a car or transport themselves to the grocery store, so they'll use things like Instacart, which I actually do occasionally as well. And so a lot of times that means that you have to use plastic bags. So I've found ways to use those plastic bags again, and just essentially I just make sure that I always reuse the plastic bags. So I'll use them as garbage bags or poop bags for my service dog, things like that. Also, a lot of people with disabilities, like myself, need to use straws in order to drink. So a great way to reduce plastic usage is by purchasing plastic straw alternatives like silicone straws, metal straws, or paper or bamboo straws. Because, I mean, while a lot of these plastic items like ventilator tubing and filters and the packaging for medication and things like that, all of those items do help individuals with disabilities maintain their health. But I don't know, it also kind of freaks me out how many microplastics there are in the environment now. And apparently, I don't know, I read this statistic the other day and this was insane. Okay, just wait for this, you guys. So apparently, the average person consumes up to 5 grams of microplastics every day. And that just gets into our system and our bloodstreams and our bodies. And I mean, who knows what havoc that's causing to our bodies. But anyway, scientists have found microplastics in the food we eat, our water, and they found microplastics in people's lungs and bloodstreams and different parts of their body, different organs. But anyway, another major focus of mine is to reduce water usage, especially in a place like California where we experience a lot of droughts. So the average American uses actually 82 gallons of water per day, and about a 10-minute shower is like 20 to 25 gallons of water. So I tried to focus on catching water where I can. So a lot of my medical equipment requires hot water when it's washed. So while the water is warming up, or while we're waiting for water to warm up so that people can properly disinfect their hands, we'll catch the water that's just running and we'll use that to like water plants or wash the floor, different things like that. Because I mean, all it is clean water that's just running out of the faucet. So yeah. And then there's also uses for gray water as well, which you can use to water plants and things like that. So, or while I'm just waiting for the shower to warm up, I'll catch that water and use that for cleaning purposes as well. Because again, it's completely clean water. All it is water running into a bucket. Also, electricity. So I do have to use electricity to charge my wheelchair, charge my ventilator. I have to use it to run my nebulizer. All those things I use electricity for. So I do try to reduce electrical usage in other ways by just making sure that I turn the lights off, not use the fan or air conditioning if I don't need it, all that type of stuff. I try to reduce my electrical usage where I can, since I do need it to run my medical equipment. Because again, I'm trying to live a reduced waste or zero waste lifestyle, or eco-friendly lifestyle. That's another way to phrase it as well, I guess. But yeah. And also, one thing that I actually didn't think about is that I do reduce the amount of gas that I use in my car, because I say that I come with an electrical vehicle, aka my wheelchair, and it goes pretty fast, I have to say. So I tend to wheel a lot of places, like the stores that are close to my house, or the movie theater, or to go meet friends for lunch. All those things, I tend to use my chair as transportation. And honestly, I love being outdoors, so it is the perfect option for me. And another thing is that I try to hire assistants that are like-minded when it comes to saving and protecting the environment, so that we can work together to reduce electrical usage and water usage. And also, like, if we see litter while we're walking, we both want to pick it up and not just leave it there. So I do try to hire like-minded assistants as well. So if you want to live zero waste and you're disabled, I definitely recommend trying to hire assistants or caregivers that have similar goals to yours, because that will really help and make it easier for you to live zero waste and have a more environmentally friendly lifestyle. But basically what I'm trying to say is sustainability doesn't look the same for everyone. And as a person with a disability living in, I hate to say it, but a pretty ableist world, that often means that we have to use a lot of disposable and synthetic items because we aren't provided any other option. We just aren't. And we shouldn't feel guilty because we have to use these items to sustain our lives and to live healthy and happy lives. I think it's important that these systems that are in place that limit our choices are challenged, so that everyone has the option to live zero waste and live a more eco-friendly lifestyle. So that's all I guess I have to say on that subject today. Let me know what your thoughts are. Are you interested in living zero waste? Do you already live zero waste? Do you have any tips or tricks for living zero waste? Please let me know down in the comments below. I hope you have a phenomenal day, and I will see you next time. Bye, guys. Oh, and also don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you so much for your support. See you. Bye. I try to just balance my electric fuel. Ugh.